Hey Gemini, welcome to your March 2025 mid-month reading. We're just going to go ahead and get started here and jump straight in. I hope you're doing well. I would like to announce, of course, I am running a sale on my readings, my personal readings. If you're interested in that link will be down below in the description. Let's go ahead and jump in here, Gemini, and let's take a look. How you doing, Gemini? A lot of energy kind of working against you, it may feel, huh? Or you could be feeling more motivated and inspired than ever. It could be a combination of both. But this lunar eclipse that we're having on the 14th, and that'll be at pretty much exactly where the middle of the month is, in Virgo, that is going to square you. And so there probably could be some turbulence going on for you right now, particularly in the area of possibly your career and home life at this time. Your foundation, family. So I want to say hang in there, Gemini. Things do get better for you. I feel like Geminis have been going through it. But I would like to also say too, this month we definitely have, not this month, but for the rest of the month, there's a lot of energy that's just happening in general for the rest of the month. But the main things that I'm seeing is this Sun conjunct the North Node, conjunct Neptune, and then coming into Aries, and then we're coming into a solar eclipse in Aries. And then Neptune comes into Aries. And so this Aries energy is going to really help you. I think all this water right now, Gemini, you're like, nothing makes sense right now. You may feel very disoriented, or things have felt disorienting. I actually feel from your reading, it's like you've been learning a lot of lessons here from your experiences and from just your life experience here. And it's interesting too, because I sense here that you're really willing and ready here to really close the door on past chapters, specifically cycles. And I want to say like cycles of like self-sabotage or just sabotage in general, right? Just things that have been, like these old patterns, old loops that you've been in. I feel like you've been putting into those things, but you're more than ever wanting to put an end to those things. The Empress is in your challenge right now. I think you're wondering, the Empress is Venus, right? And so Venus is retrograde. So you're going to see the Empress come out a lot in my reads and other people's reads. You're going to see the Empress and you're going to see the Emperor. Because the Emperor is Aries, the Empress is Venus, and Venus is in Aries right now. And it's going to go retro, or it's already retrograde. So Aries, Venus, and Mercury goes retrograde as well for the mid-month. During the mid-month. And that's in your 11th house of enjoyment, communities, groups, friends. And I think right now it's like you're becoming dissatisfied with things here. You're not enjoying things as much as you would like. So I think you're definitely interested here in changing things up. But I do feel like it's like you're trying to complete things first before you can really begin the new things. And I think that's the story of all our lives right now with this Sun, with all this Pisces energy. You have this third house card. It says messages here. You could be getting very important communication sometime during this month. But it's interesting because the third house goes way beyond messages and communication. It is those things, but it also is ambition. It's self-interest. And I think you have a lot of ambition. You have the Chariot here in your current energy. You're very ambitious person. And you're ready to start new journeys. The third house is about starting new ventures. You're ready to start new things. But at the same time, you're wrapping up things, right? And closing out stuff and figuring certain things out first. But your eyes are set on the future here, which I really like. Yeah, you pulled this, the answers you need are coming here. This card just came out. So if like I said, if you've been feeling disoriented, confused, you're about to get some clarity here. Or you'll be finding more clarity toward the end of, the rest of this month. Yeah, you pulled this new moon in Aries card. It says it's time to take action. And we will have a new moon in Aries, the solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse, which will be in your 11th house. So there could be answers coming particularly in the realm of career, communities, friendships, relationships, networks. I want to say organizations, communities, and stuff like that as well. This may not make sense right now. You come back and let me know. But I think it is time for you to take action here, or to remain in action. Let's see here. You pulled this honeybee card. It says community. Yep, I knew it. Y'all just think I be saying shit. I know what I be saying. Where's my other card? Oh. So that's what I get here, Gemini, in your read. But that with the honeybee card community here, things aren't as sweet as you would like them to be. Almost in a way, I even pick up there's certain things leaving like a bitter taste in your mouth here, to where you're like, you know what, I really don't want to be associated with this, or I don't know. It's like you could just be having these disagreements. You know, the Empress, like I said, is Venus retrograde. Whenever Venus goes retrograde, it automatically brings a dissatisfying energy to where we start to feel a little bit more dissatisfied with things. And that's why we start to re-examine our values and how we can enjoy ourselves. And our values connect to our relationships and all these other things here. And so I feel like these are some of the things here that you're contemplating at this time, and some of the energies that you're going through at this time. You have the Ten of Wands here for your overall energy for the month. You're almost to the finish line, Gemini. It's a little, you're almost there. The Ten of Wands is the end of the long journey that you've been on. You've been learning a lot though, and your will has been tested, and your belief has been tested, and your faith has been tested, right? That's why the World card as your advice is like you're almost to the finish line, literally. And that's why you pull the Third House card here, because, well, the Ninth House is the long journeys that come to fruition, but the beginning of those journeys definitely start Third House. So there's new ventures that you're about to get started with, new things that are about to happen, new ambitions that you have, but you're also you're trying to close things out, figure things out, so that way you can fully be in there, fully step into it. You have the Chariot here in your current energy at this time. Like I said, I think you're very ambitious. I think you have a very strong will at this time. The Chariot is perceiving command. And the perceived part is the sixth chakra, which is connected to Pisces. And the North Node is ambitious, right? The North Node is Rahu, it's the dragon's mouth. The North Node is an amplifier of external change, creating a new future for ourselves. And you throw the Sun on top of that, Neptune on top of that, and Pisces, you're talking about a dream, a vision, or just new ideals that you're wanting to trailblaze. And I think we'll be able to really trailblaze those things whenever that Sun comes into Aries on the 20th, and then that solar eclipse really starts on the 29th. But right now we're in a lot of this Pisces energy to where it just feels like we're spiraling here, if I could talk. But just spiraling out of control, like just disoriented, like nothing makes any sense. What the fuck is happening? Everything, all these things are being dissolved out of my life. I don't resonate with this. Who am I? What is reality? What is going on in the world? I think that's the energy we're all in at this time. Things will become more clear, I feel, toward the end of the month. But that Empress being in your challenge, I think you're definitely seeking and searching here better ways in which you can enjoy yourself, things that you can partake in. I really feel like you're looking for things that are just resonate with you and that are connected to your values here. Your advice is the World card. Whatever is leaving your life, whatever has come to a close, whatever is no longer growing, the Empress, I think it's time to let it go and step into the new thing here. Because it's interesting, because with the Six of Wands is the journey of success of the journey that we've been on. So whatever it has been for you, particularly when it comes to your individual self, when it comes to your identity, when it comes to your personality, when it comes to just your confidence, your authority, there's a lot of things I feel like you've been learning. And I feel like all these things are about to really pay off here for you, Gemini, with the Six of Wands, so where you'll actually feel more confident, you'll feel more in your authority. But also there's victory and wins here with the Six of Wands. And that Emperor being here in the challenge, in the outcome position, is you rooted and seated in your power here and on top of your game. And I think you're having a glow up here with this Empress being in your challenge. So just talk about having to get to the Emperor, right? The Emperor is the sun, and the Emperor is Aries. So when we really step into this eclipse energy, the partial solar eclipse in Aries, that new moon, right? And Neptune comes into Aries. This is where I feel like you, Gemini, your ability to be able to reorient yourself and find a strong sense of self and identity, particularly in the world and particularly, out in the world, this looks really good. You have the High Priestess here in the position of something you're unaware of that you need to be aware of here. And it's interesting too, because I'm almost hearing like no more excuses. Like you're done with the excuses. I feel like you're becoming very aware of like your excuses. With this High Priestess. High Priestess says it's about listening, learning, and observing by kind of taking in information and not always actively, moving forward. It's a balance of both. But it's interesting. I'm hearing like no more excuses, or Like no more woe is me, or no more feeling sorry for myself, or something like that. That makes a lot of sense. And I was just thinking about this today. I was like, like you could be going through hard things in life, but at the end of the day, it's like nobody's going to come and save you. Like, yes, people will give you support and cheer you on, but at the end of the work, you have to be the one that does the actual work. And I think that's what you're like really noticing and saying to yourself, like, you know what, if anything's going to change, it has to really, like, I have to do it. Clarify the Ten of Wands. Clarify the Ten of Wands here for the overall energy. I get it, Gemini, trust me. I'm fucking Scorpio rising. I got Pluto in my first, and I got Mars in my 8th, Venus in my 8th. I got a moon in Scorpio. So talk about challenges and intensity, and I'm fucking just, hard shit. In a way, after a while, you just become stoic to it. It's like, this is another day. Clarify the Ten of Wands for the overall energy. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, like your hard work's paying off. You just have to finish it up here. Eight of Pentacles is you're mastering something here. You're learning a lot. And the Eight of Pentacles is the card of self-development. So like you've been developing yourself. You're also, that's rippled out into like your work and other things here. And so whatever it is that you're working on, you're getting it finished up here, I feel, this month. And I think you'll be very happy with how it turns out. Clarify the Chariot in your current energy. Yeah, you have the Three of Pentacles. You're very ambitious. You're ready to build here. Three of Pentacles is Mars and Capricorn. You're very tenacious, unwavering, and you're being very critical when it comes to your goals here and staying on point, staying on target. So I like this energy here. I also feel like you're very much willing here to really work with others as well. Clarify the Empress in your challenge. You pull the Tower. Yeah, you're having to, it's not start over, but I think for one, you're trying to avoid this Tower. I think you're realizing, like, if I don't do these certain things, then the fucking Tower will happen, right? But I think you're ready to go to the next level here. That's the glow up, right? The glow up, the Empress. But the Tower can be a plateau, and it's like, okay, we got to like break through the plateau. So that's been your challenge here. So that way, it's like you can act. It's interesting because yes, there's a plateau, and it's like that's what you're trying to break through. You're trying to get to the next level. But it's interesting in a way. You may feel restricted by certain things at this time, weighed down by certain responsibilities and obligations, and so that's why you're trying to complete those things, so that way you can have more freedom to really work on these other things. There's bigger things here I feel like you're focused on, Gemini. Clarify the Six of Wands in the future. Knight of Wands. I definitely feel throughout the month of, particularly like after the 20th, you'll feel more self-determined, confident, bold. It's particularly also too when it comes to facing your fears. And I think this is because it's the shift of all the Aries energy. Clarify the Emperor and the outcome. Yeah, Queen of Wands. Yeah, and I see you very much in your confidence, in your authority. Queen of Wands too, it's like you're trusting your heart, you trust yourself. You're definitely having a glow up here, Gemini. Level up, whatever you want to call it here. And I think you're also going to be attracting a lot of attention to yourself. So magnetism, I know the Sun will sextile Pluto this month, so that creates a magnetism. And so I think it's like you're becoming magnifying, like you're attracting. Pluto attracts, so you're attracting these things to you. Opportunities, peace, harmony, joy, enjoyment. I like the success, Emperor, particularly when it comes to work and career. You have the World and the Ten of Pentacles as your advice. Keep building that ideal future. The World card is Saturn. It's discipline, restriction, staying on the straight and narrow, staying focused on your goals. Ten of Pentacles is the legacy that you're trying to build and create. And that legacy could be anything. Maybe it's family. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's something to do with your business, or maybe it's a project, or maybe it could be anything that you feel like you're destined for, and that's what it is that you really want out of your life, or want for your life, I should say. And it's the next level. Ten of Pentacles is hitting the pentacle. Aim for the pinnacle. Clarify the High Priestess. You have the Five of Wands here. Something you're unaware of that you need to be aware of. I would, High Priestess, Five of Wands is watching your triggers, your emotional triggers. having to be observant of those triggers and not reactive of those. Right, so it's like the High Priestess, Five of Wands, kind of reminds me when someone disrespects you, and like you can say something back because you're triggered, right, and start a whole thing, or you can be like silent and choose to be the bigger person, or just choose the more mature route rather than, you know, acting on your triggers. So I would, and whatever your triggers are, I think one thing to pay attention to is like Spirit's really wanting you to just keep a keen sense of awareness about the things that are going to trigger you. And the more you're aware of them, and you know you're conscious of them, then I don't feel like anything can stop you here. So that is what I got here for you, Gemini, in your reading. It's straight to the point. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And yeah, if you want to book a personal reading with me, you definitely can. Any guidance you need, any direction you need, confirmation, any question, I'm definitely here for you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so. Otherwise than that, Gemini, I'm wishing you the best, and I'll see you later.